Every time it's on everything, the life you choosing, I'm cheddering. No matter the form of the weaponry, gotta keep stalking my destiny. Time's getting worse, I'm bettering. My sin is secure, ain't no tethering. I ain't gon' stop till I rest in peace and they put a hold on my great lettering. Every time, I ain't lay back unless I'm in my 300. Circle is little, cause I keep it 100. Mine is my issues, I'm so hard when I'm on it. 100% ain't enough, I get 200 every time. Know what I'ma run from, I'm that one opponent you don't want none from. Manual van where my strength get pumped from. So what's the lie to a child of God? Standing toe to toe, no hot now. The Lord is you can't fight the rock, I got the sauce, you want my to hide. The destiny mine, I'ma stalk it out. The strength is after you just bought it out. Your giant carcass, I'ma walk it out. You gon' be wishing that you wouldn't have caught me out. Cause every time be on that throw down, let's get us a showdown. Come and get some, I got another go around. Big as it is, so hard they go down. Since destiny something we can't change, but quitting will stop you from great gains. And faith will make capable great things. I done decided to break pain. Lives around and call me on my A game, so speed like the A train. The thing that I'm stalking on, I gotta maintain. All by myself, I don't gang bang. When you wanna get in my crown, then I'm down every time, not just now and then. Yeah, I heard you got your thousands, but me, yo, I got my 10,000s. God gave me dreams doing that I would chase them.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making it up, but I won't lose my. Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.
Good afternoon. What's up, BFAM 109.6.com? How are y'all doing? What up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Facebook today. This is Tea Time with Tara, live and on air. I am your host, Tara M. I forgot who I was, y'all. Bear with me today. I am your host, Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Here we discuss business and Bible basics. We believe you have a voice and it needs to be heard. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube page. Y'all head over to YouTube and search Stalk Your Destiny. That's STALK, Your Destiny. Also, you can catch my other show on my YouTube channel, Tea Time with Tara, the Tea Time with Tara show, where I interview guests and ask them what they need on their journey to stalking their destiny. And if you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on social media. I am on TikTok at Stalk Your Destiny. I'm on Instagram at Stalk Your Destiny Official. And I'm on Facebook at Tara M. Williams. Again, I am Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. This is Tea Time with Tara, live and on air. All right, y'all. I'm a little off today, and it's weird. I feel like I've been off for the past few weeks, y'all, and because that's life. But we're gonna get into that later when we talk about the topic for the day. All right. So thanks for tuning in today. We do this each and every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guess what, y'all? Last week we made over 200,000 listeners live. So for the shout out today, I just want to shout you out for constantly tuning into the show, for telling somebody, telling a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tune on in. Okay. Thank you so much for listening in. That is a huge milestone. I'm still trying to digest it. I'm still trying to be like, wow, 200,000 is not something to minimize. So thank you so much for your support. Keep coming back. Keep telling people about the show. Guys, every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be here. And hopefully I will keep you informed, entertained, and thinking, and feeling. Okay? So shout out to you all. Thank you so much for your support. Okay? Now, what we usually do at the beginning is our food for thought quote, which comes from my book, ABCs to Stalk Your Destiny. Okay? We've been going through this book for the entirety of the show, guys. And so now we're at the chapter titled X-Ray, Looking Within. Okay? And so here, our food for thought quote today says, being in line with your heart's true desire and having control of your emotions helps you to move in healthy ways and ultimately have more joy. Okay, I'm gonna read that again because it was fully loaded. Okay, being in line with your heart's true desire and having control of your emotions helps you move in healthy ways and ultimately have more joy. Okay, and so that's the food for thought quote for today. And why is that important to us? Why is that the food for thought quote for the day? Because it's really about us getting real with what we feel, right? I often tell people, you know, your feelings are valid, but we tend to have feelings and have emotions, and then we tailor them, or we tailor our explanation on why we have those feelings to what the people around us want to hear. Because some people don't care about your tears. Some people don't care about your joy. Let's just be real about it. Okay. So we tend to tailor our emotions to those things rather than being in tune with how we really feel, you know. And if you're the person that is always asking others, how are you, how do you feel, and no one's asking you that, you've got to be willing to check in with you. You've got to be willing to ask you for yourself, you know, how are you doing? Because then we're going to have these times as well where you have resentment settle in, you know, where you have in terms of the part of having control over your emotions, sometimes we suppress things, or we say, oh, it's no big deal. You know, I don't really care about this or that. And then there's this quote that says, you know, what you don't deal with deals with you. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a quote or just something. I don't know how it's, if I said it right, the right way. Okay. But what you don't deal with deals with you. Okay. And so I always let people know if it comes up, it needs to come out, which is why I try not to sugarcoat things when I talk. However, even, you know, even I have emotions that are buried inside because I would rather not hurt somebody. Right. I would rather have self-control. You know, I'd rather have control over my emotions. But what you don't, that's what it is. What you don't deal with deals with you. I believe that's the actual quote, I believe. What you don't deal with deals with you. So even if you think you're going for a long time without dealing with something, it's gonna come back around for you to deal with, you know. And when certain things come up, like we say, oh, you see in movies, say there's a married couple and maybe there was an ex involved or infidelity or something like that, right? And then that person pops back up, you know, and they're like, why is this person here or whatever? And the question or the concern is, have you all dealt with that situation? Did you deal with how you felt about it? Did you deal with, you know, basically reaching a resolve? Okay. And so with the food for thought quote saying, be in line with your heart's true desire. Okay. So I say only say what you want to see. Okay. Only speak what you would want to see in your life. Okay. Be in line with your heart's true desire. So be honest with you. And having control over your emotions. So choosing what to do, when and how, where and why helps you move in healthy ways. So that's the whole point of it. It's not just to shit on people. It's not just to place blame. It's just really about being in tune with you and your own actions as well. This helps you move in healthy ways and helps you to have more joy because you're able to just express without limitations. You're able to be whatever it is you feel, be true and authentic to whatever it is you feel, without restraint, you know, without putting a mask on. And that's important. Okay. It's important to be able to be free in that so that you can relish in the joy that you have, because feeling healthy, you know, in your communications and your emotions takes you a lot further than pretending to be something that you're not. Okay. And so that was from the chapter X-Ray in my book, ABCs to Stalk Your Destiny. Okay, y'all. So we started a new devotional. Okay, we're gonna move right along. We started a new devotional, y'all. Still a part of the Earthly Branches 12 book devotional series. Okay, and this one is enlightenment. We started this one last week on enlightenment. And this week I'll be reading from Romans 1. Now, y'all bear with me on this because some of the topics of the Bible are not just foo-foo fun, you know, or light and fluffy shit. And I say that because as I was reading it, I was like, oh, none of this is good. Like, oh, what am I going to tell the people? None of Romans 1 is good. It's not happy stuff. It's not going to get me likes, or whatever. That was a thought. Okay. Like, sometimes you got to get to the real shit. And sometimes the real things are not going to be like, oh, just when you want them. But because this is in the part of the book, titled Enlightenment, with that focus or focal point, enlightenment is still about, knowing more, learning more. Okay. Let me enlighten your mind here. Okay. It comes from Romans 1. And I am not going to read the whole thing, as I never really do read the whole thing. Okay. But Romans 1 is what I'm going to read. I'm going to start at verse 18. And this actually, the subtitle here is God's wrath against sinful humanity. Okay. And please beware that I am reading what's in the Bible. Okay. This is not a judgment on anything or anyone. This is just what's in the Bible. And we're going to talk about it. Okay. In a way that reaches everybody. It should. Okay. So verse 18 says, the wrath of God is being revealed from heaven against all the godlessness and wickedness of people who suppress the truth by their wickedness, since what may be known about God is plain to them, because God has made it plain to them. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse. Okay? For although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him, but their thinking became futile and their foolish hearts were darkened. Although they claimed to be wise, they became fools and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images made to look like mortal human beings and birds and animals and reptiles. Okay? Therefore, God gave them over in the sinful desires of their hearts to sexual impurity for the degrading of their bodies with one another. They exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worshiped and served created things rather than the Creator, who is forever praised. Amen. Okay. And then it says here, because of this, because I'm going to talk about it, y'all. Okay. So stay with me. Okay. Because of this, God gave them over to shameful lust, even their women. Okay. That was the part where I wanted to stop. Okay. So I wanted to stop at verse 25. Okay. Now here, point 1 says, you are among those who belong to Jesus Christ. Okay. Hopefully, if you're listening to this, this is what it says. All right. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. You are among those who belong to Jesus Christ. Your faith should encourage one another. The power of God is for salvation for all who believe. A righteousness from God is revealed in the gospel. The daily focus here says the righteous will live by faith. And then the question for the day says, are you obedient in your faith? Right? So it's basically just saying here, almost, do you practice what you preach? Right? Because we put our faith in things, I should say, right? We put our faith in things and then we do something else, right? You can tell people all day, do this, and that, and then cover the fact that you don't do any of it. Okay. And I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. I think I'm transparent anyway. Okay. I curse. I used to have somebody tell me when I first started doing Tea Time with Tara, because I was doing business and Bible basics. She said, Tara, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't curse. You need to stop. And every time I tried to stop, my conversation with the Lord, or what I believe I heard from the Lord, was, why are you shaping who you are for this woman rather than continuing to do what I said and allowing me to shape you? Okay. So I was putting my faith in doing what God said, and then I was swayed by someone else who said, you need to do it this way. right? But we need to be authentic, really, okay? Because where you are in your journey may not be where someone else is, and what you have to deliver to the world may not be what some people who are critical of you desire for themselves. Okay, I hope I delivered that properly. But in my faith, the God that I serve, the God that I know, He knows me. He knows me, flaws and all. He knows my ratchetness, my righteousness. He knows my hurt, my pain, my joy, my excitement. God knows me. So why in the hell would I shame God? Why would I shame God by not being who He created me to be? That's just a thought. Okay. Are you obedient in your faith? Okay. Your faith. Are you obedient in your faith? He was just pointing out in Romans 1 that in His wrath, that the people who claim to believe and praise Him were not living like that. Okay. So, point number 2, what is known about God has been made plain. Suppressing the truth to condone wickedness is evil. God's wrath is being revealed due to godlessness, and there is no excuse for this behavior. So the daily focus here says recognize your behavior and tell the truth. Okay. And then the question for the day here says, how many excuses will you make? Y'all, if I was reading this by myself, okay, sometimes we can get convicted just in our day-to-day journeys, right? Recognize your behavior and tell the truth. Someone asked me the other day, she could hear in my voice, she said, what is this I hear? It sounds like hurt or pain. She called me out. And in calling me out, I couldn't hide it from her. I knew she knew what I was feeling, or I knew she knew something. Okay. And she did. So I had to tell the truth about it. I had to tell the truth about the hurt or pain that I was feeling that she could clearly hear over the phone in our phone call. Okay. And then how many excuses will you make? Well, I didn't make any that day. I told the truth, right? But how many days do you go on saying, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay? And you know good and well you're not. You're not okay. All right. So, but we'll get to that too. Okay. We're gonna get to we're gonna get into these topics, okay? Are you praising? Point number 3. Are you praising and worshiping photos and animals? Fools whose hearts are darkened know the truth, but deny it. God will give you over to your desires, but why seek created things when you can serve the Creator? The daily focus here is nothing is created without its Creator. Nothing. So the question for today is, are you being ignorant to your awareness of God? Are you being ignorant, in your awareness of God? Okay? These are just thoughts now. Y'all can think about it. Okay? Think about it. Are you being ignorant in your awareness of God? Like, do you know, but you know in part? You know in part, or you know better and you're not doing better. And we'll get more into that too, because I don't want to give away the talk when it comes to the business topic for today. But are you acting in what you know? Okay, like, can people see God in you? Can people see God in you and your behaviors? Can people see this is nothing to do with judgment, because that ain't up to us, okay? But in how you live your life, in how you speak to others, in how you treat people that can't do anything for you, can people see the God in you? Can they see your Creator? Are you being ignorant of your awareness of God? Are you acting like you was created for something else? Y'all know we go through phases sometimes in life where we're mad at God or we're angry at God, and we want to act like it wasn't Him for us. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into it later today, okay? Or kids want to act like the parents are not the parents, and so they act ignorant of the parents. Just think about that. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it, okay? Okay. And this is point 5. I'm skipping point 4, y'all, in this book. But point 5 says, God will allow us to reject His knowledge. He will allow us to reject His knowledge. When using foolishness, We are open to being filled with evil and more. We turn away from God as well as goodness. We make our wrongs right and practice sinful acts, not truth in God. Okay? So this might have been a gut puncher, y'all, today. Okay? But the daily focus here is lose your mind, lose your life. Okay? And the question for the day is, who would ever choose this life? Who would just choose, a believer? Yeah, hopefully I'm talking to believers, right? Who would ever choose to know God and reject God? Who would choose to know God and just deny God? You know, who would do that? Who would ever choose this life? Just choose wickedness, just choose evil and claim to be created by the creator. It doesn't make sense. It's like oil and water. You could try to blend them, okay? So think about that. All right. That was Romans 1, y'all. I read 18 to 25, I believe, verse 18 to 25. Came from my Earthly Branches 12 book devotional series. This one is titled Enlightenment. Okay. And you guys, if you want to get any of my devotionals, it's a 12 book series. I think 8 of the 12 books are published. If you want to get any of those, or if you want to get the ABCs to Stalk Your Destiny or any of my other books, you can go to www.stalkyourdestiny.com/shop. You can go to www.stalkyourdestiny.com/shop for any of those books. Okay? And that is the Earthly Branches, the 12 book devotional series. This one is Enlightenment. And the ABCs to Stalk Your Destiny as well, which is both are interactive, y'all, interactive books. So they have questions in there and space for you to write as well. Okay. So let's go to one of our sponsors today. Y'all like my hoodie? It's an old hoodie. If you can see it online. This is mine, so it's a little old. It says accountability on the front. It's a red hoodie. It says accountability in white, and under it should say at Stalk Your Destiny. But this one is faded. It's peeled off a little bit. But this is one of my hoodies on my website. Okay, but Stalk Your Destiny is one of our sponsors for the show this month. Okay, and so with that, I am teaching classes on the ABCs to Stalk Your Destiny. Whether you need to learn more about accountability, about direction, effectiveness, learning, knowledge, management, networking, trust, understanding, all of these different things, right? From A to Z. The classes are broken up into 8 different sessions, so you can take the one that you think you need for the topics that you desire help in or direction in, or you can take all of them to complete the entire course. It's in 8 weeks, okay? Classes are held, 2 classes are held per week on Thursdays, an 11 o'clock class and a 1 o'clock class. That is 11 p.m. Central Standard Time, I believe, and 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, I believe, as well. So you can sign up for those classes or register for those classes at www.stan.store/stalkyourdestiny. Now, also in these classes, this is where I help you gain clarity, take your thought from just a thought, or take your clutter and organize it. Okay, organize your thoughts, organize your clutter, help you to create what's called a roadmap to success. If you take that particular class, you create a roadmap to success. If you need a basic business plan and you take one of those classes that we do that assignment in it, we work on that together. I do this with you. It's live. And what else? It's more. Okay, we do a yearly, quarterly breakdown as well. So it just depends on which class you take. You're not just in a part of something where you just hear me speaking. You are a part of something where you're doing the work. You're actively leaving with a way forward. Okay? So with that, don't forget to go register for a class. And tell somebody that you know who may benefit. Like they want to go from point A to point B and they need help with that. Let them know they can register for classes and do the work and maybe work through, figure out, nail it down on what it is they really want to do or where they want to go with those things. Okay. Again, those classes are live with me. So that means that they can ask questions. It's not, what's it called? Evergreen. It's not a recorded video. Okay. The classes will be live. It's not recorded. So go to www.stan.store/stalkyourdestiny and register for class today. Okay. Register for class today. The classes are on Thursdays, 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. So that is it for that portion, y'all. Are y'all ready for the topic for the day? I'm not. I'm not ready for the topic today because I know the points I want to make today. But we're going to get into it anyway, y'all. The topic for today is act like you know. I don't know if I was watching a TV show or this is really on a song, but they just keep saying, act like you know, act like you know. I'm not saying it the way they say it, but I can hear it playing in my head, okay? Act like you know. And so that's the topic for today. And honestly, from what I've said already, which this always happens this way, it kind of goes with what we discussed with your emotions and having control with your emotions, as well as act like act like you know who your creator is, okay? With business and personal development, we tend to forget where the fuck we came from sometimes, okay? And, some people have to bring you back down to earth. Like, act like you know what it took to get to where you are now. Act like you know that had it not been for X, Y, and Z, you wouldn't be where you are, Act like you know that you still got to fight to stay where you are. Okay. Act like you know that Trump is president. Okay. And you can take that however you want to and however you need to. What that means is that life is happening around us. Things are happening in and out of our own control. Act like you know. Act like you know. With business and personal development, we have these choices every day. Every day we have these choices to make. And so you better act like you know better. Act like you know something, right? Okay, that wasn't even a part of the topic, but still, act like you know. So the first note I put here was own your emotions. If you don't know you, nobody will know you. If you don't get in tune and get in alignment with you, we just kind of run over this all the time. Like, how are you doing for real? How do you feel? There's no time for woe is me. Nobody checks in with me. Nobody asks me anything. Okay. That could be valid. That could be valid. However, get you a journal and check in with you. And if you need, go to my website and get the Tea Time Daily Journal. And it asks you every day, how are you doing? What's on your mind? Free your mind. How do you want today to be? It asks you that every day for the next 30 days. Go get you a Tea Time Daily Journal from my website. Okay. Because in order to own our emotions, you've got to acknowledge them. So we've got to see for ourselves. Like, sometimes you really have to get in the mirror and say, yo, really, how do I feel about that? Sometimes things make you feel a way and you're like, I feel something, but I really don't know what it is. Take some time and explore your emotions. Explore, why do I feel this way? Why did I respond that way? Okay. It's okay to do that because you're checking in with you. Okay. And I don't know if y'all have heard of Cat Williams, but Cat Williams, a long time ago, in one of his stand-up comedy performances, he said, get in tune or check in with your star player. That is you. So in order to own your own emotions, you've really got to be okay or in a place where my emotions matter to me if they never matter to anybody else. How I feel and how my body responds matters to me, because y'all know that our body responds to things before we say it out loud. You know, have you ever, I don't know if you all have dealt with this, but I believe that our bodies respond. Okay. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I believe our bodies respond before we say anything. You know, you get uneasy. They say that our hair over our bodies is the extension of our nervous system. So when you feel certain ways, you feel it tingling and different things in your body because it's responding to your how you feel. It's responding to your reaction, okay, to whatever's taking place. So sometimes, pay attention to that if you didn't know that. But for me, like if I hear a lie and I just know it's a lie, I get sick to my stomach. I can't control it. I can't control it. I automatically I got to go to the bathroom. Please excuse me. Like I get sick to my stomach. It can hurt, like as soon as I recognize a lie. And that doesn't mean I recognize all lies. But as soon as I do recognize a lie, my body gets upset. Okay? So it's a physical response to an emotional thing. Right? So in owning your emotions, you have to allow yourself the space to feel what you feel. Okay? And then you've got to be accountable for how you act. Right? Be accountable for your actions. When it comes to acting like right? We're adults. And even if we're not adults, young adults, children, whatever, we're all charged with controlling yourself. We're charged with that, right? And y'all listen, I don't know if I've said this on this show before, but I am a mother of 3 autistic boys. It is, even they have to control themselves. And it is very hard to do that when you are on the spectrum and you have a different thought pattern. Okay? You think differently, you look at situations differently, you behave differently, and you understand differently, right? But even they have to be accountable for their actions. And this is why I put on the accountability hoodie, right? We've all got to find a way to own our emotions, validate what we feel, evaluate what we feel as well, okay? Because you could be right and so wrong at the same time, right? But being accountable for your actions doesn't mean you're going to be right all the time. Being accountable for your actions means that you acknowledge and take responsibility for what you choose to do. And in this world, we're so easy to pass things, this day and time, I should say, we're so easy to pass blame of, well, I did this because you made me do it. Well, you made me do X, Y, and Z. No. That's going around the bush. You have to be accountable for your own actions. You've got to own your emotions. Okay? I did X, Y, and Z. I felt A, B, and C. Okay? I chose to respond in this way. You got to take ownership, y'all. Everybody want to be a boss, but nobody wants to be the owner. It's weird. You want to be the boss, but not the owner. It's weird. It's weird because we think that being the boss is the same thing as being the owner. It's 2 different behaviors. 2 different behaviors, okay? Especially if you want to be the boss of your life or the owner of your life, You want to be the person in charge telling everybody what to do, but the owner is the responsible one. You have to take responsibility and accountability. The boss can pass it off. Oh, I did a bad job today. Oh well, right? So there's a difference, And we live in a society where everybody wants to be the boss. You got to be the boss. You got to be the boss. And we know that there's an old school song that says, if you want to be the boss, you got to pay the cost, right? Or I paid the cost to be the boss, or whatever, those things are, right? But it's got to be more to it. There's got to be ownership in that. There's got to be, like, when my sons mess up, they got to say that they did it. They've got to own up to it. Then we can get to why. What were you thinking? How did, we can go into all of the parenting exercises, okay? To try to understand and also try to teach at the same time. But adults, okay? You've got to know for yourself. We have too many grown children running around. We got too many grown children running around. We have too many adults who don't want to take responsibility for their own actions, yet want to be heard and want to be in demand and want to be in control, except you don't want the ownership or responsibility of your choices, your own choices. That brings me to another point, okay? Most times when us adults or children, y'all, and I think that I'm going to be strong on the children part too, because in a minute I'm gonna say something else about them kids, okay? But we've got to know, we've all got to know, it is okay to not be okay. Because most times when we lash out and make poor decisions, we're not okay. We are running away, which is escapism, okay? We are angry, which is covering the fact that something hurt us and caused us to be sad. We're raging because we have the right to be, and no real outlet for the rage that we feel, okay, because we may have been wronged, you know, or we did do something and we were just dead wrong, and now we're remorseful and we're not okay. All right, it is okay to not be okay. And that call I mentioned earlier in the show today, that same call, that woman that heard in my voice that I wasn't okay, she heard that I wasn't okay, and she said, you know, it's okay to not be okay, Tara. You know, and sometimes you all need to hear that. Sometimes we all need to hear that. It's okay not to be okay. And there's something that one of my friends always says. She says, God is still good. And it's still okay. It's still okay. That's what she says. It's still okay. So if you need time to break down, you need to have a moment, you need to have a crisis, whatever. We live in a time now where you can take a mental health day. But do me a favor. When you take the fucking day, take the day for you. Don't be like me, y'all. Don't be like me and take a day for you and give it away to everybody. Don't do like me and take one day for you and never make time for you. Never make time for your emotions, for your self-care, okay? For shutting down the outside world to you mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. Being off the grid, okay? If you are not okay, you are your only priority. You are your only priority. Now, let me stretch this out, because sometimes we are not okay for seasons. And this is act like you know, okay? Act like you know what you need. And act like you matter. And I'm saying this so hard, y'all, because I'm talking to me too. Because shit's not okay. But you gotta know it. You gotta know it's not okay. You gotta know that it's okay if you're not okay. You gotta know that. You gotta know it's okay to shut the world down. Mental health shut down. Require it. Then take it. And honor it for yourself. Honor it for yourself. Okay? Because that's the only way for you to fall flat safely. That's the only way for you to release the emotions that you feel, the thoughts that you're thinking, the rage that you experience. I suggest, though, if you're releasing rage, you do it with a therapist present or on deck. Okay? Release rage with a safety net. Okay? Sometimes releasing rage can look like being in a safe room where you can break dishes. They actually have places where you can go do these things to release rage and anger. They're set up like fun dates, right? But for us who need therapy in that way, find somewhere where you can break plates or, hammer things that are already, not human things, like cans and things like that. Go build something with your hands or break something with your hands in a safe space, okay? To get rid of rage. Or to have an emotional release as well, okay? Like I suggest, definitely do this with a therapist or consult a therapist. I am not a licensed therapist. Consult a therapist about ways to release huge emotion and rage, anger, all of those different things, okay? but know that it's okay to not be okay. And then the other part of this where I said is it's fuck them kids. But not only that, okay? Sometimes you have to say fuck them kids because I can't be the best mom I can be. You can't be the best parent that you can be if you're at your worst. If you're at your worst. And I don't know about y'all, but we got adolescent kids over here now. These preteen and early teenagers, like new to being a teenager. And these kids, they're becoming their own person, right? So they have their own thoughts, their own ways of looking at things, their own voice. And I need my kids to be vocal, okay? But over time, we learn too, as parents, that, and even with grown children, my mom is thank God, my mom's still here too, okay? And I know I put her through the ringer, just with me trying to figure out myself, man, her feelings. She had to take her hands off and allow me to go on my journey, and figure out my emotions. She could be mom, but she had to be mom at a distance. Okay. And so when I say fuck them kids, I don't mean abandon them. I do not mean abuse them. I don't mean anything that has to do with hurting your children. Okay. Or neglecting your children. That is not what I'm promoting here at all. I don't live like that. What I'm saying is they need you to be at your best. And sometimes you have to say, y'all can watch this movie. Mom or dad's going to go soak in the tub and light a candle. Okay. That's what I mean. Sometimes you need a moment away. Sometimes you need a night off. Sometimes you need a week away. Okay. Allow that space to be there because that is healthy. It's healthy for you to take care of you, especially if you are the one or on a team of helping these children. Okay. And I'm going to take it even further too. Fuck all this shit. All of it. Everybody. I know my creator. And when life is going bad, I need solitude, just me and God. I need me and God. I can't deal with the outside world. I need it to be me and God on the floor. Okay? So you got to act like you know where to run to. I can't run to, I love my bestie in the whole wide world. Okay? But if I run to my bestie before I run to God, I'm out of order in my own life. I'm out of order because I got to act like I know. I got to act like I know that he served the same God I serve. He is not God. I am not God. Okay? Act like you know where to run to. Where to run to when you're in need of release, when you need to be validated, when you need to be corrected, chastised, when you need comfort and love. Act like you know where to run to. You run home. You run home. Where is your place with God? Where is it? Seclude yourself. You got to shut off the world. The world can be so toxic. Even good news all over the place can be toxic if you are not in your right mind to receive it. If you're not open to receiving good news, you'll be one of those pessimistic people. Oh, here we go again with this. Oh, they're doing good. You can't. Living life like that hijacks your joy. Because if you don't have space in your own heart to genuinely share joy with others, then you have to check your emotions again. You got to go all the way back to the starting line, and check your emotions. Why am I unable to process joy with another person? What is causing me this anguish? Right? So you got to check yourself. All right? And this is how we act, right? I studied this with my kids last night, and I didn't even realize that that's where we were going, but I was talking about they needed to know about self-control, because I'm telling you, these adolescents, it's out of control. It's not out of control. It's a part of growing up. Okay? It's a part of coming into your own. And we talked about self-control, which is a fruit of the spirit. Okay? It's a fruit of the spirit. And so in our time with God last night, my son was telling me I was being controlling. He was like, why are you being so controlling? And I had to just fully explain to him, basically telling him, you better act like you know. I am your mother. It is my job to teach you. It is my job to share with you goodness, love, peace, kindness, gentleness, self-control. Okay. It's another one. It's more fruit of the spirit, y'all. Okay. Kindness. It is my job to display these things. And I had to check him on it too. Do I show you these things? Do I treat you with these things, with the fruit of the spirit? Then don't tell me that I'm being controlling, because as a mother, it's my job to guide you and be here with you. So more and more we talk about the fruit of the spirit, when you acting like sometimes you're going to get checked. Sometimes you're going to get checked by God. Sometimes you're going to get checked by your owner. And your owner, I mean, you got to check yourself. Okay. And we serve God, yes, but you, the one that want to be the owner, you're the boss. You got to get to ownership. Life will check the shit out of you if you're not ready. Okay. And so you've got to be able to respond in the fruit of the spirit, y'all. You've got to be willing and able to display those things, because you might be the first look of Jesus, the first look of God that somebody else sees or experiences. And you can still be that, y'all. You can be angry and still display the fruit of the spirit. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that you own your emotion, you're accountable to your actions, and although you may feel anger, you do not display it in a way that is harmful to others. What do? I say it, and people laugh at me because of my voice, but I'm angry. And I have a right to be angry. And this is why I'm angry. And the funny thing about it is that when you're angry, people often expect you to be off your ringer. They expect you to be disrespectful. And I'm very careful about how I speak to people, because me being angry is just me telling you how I feel. That doesn't mean that I'm going to act in that. That doesn't mean that I want to hurt you. That doesn't mean I'm going to rage against you. It means I'm communicating with you because I hope to reach a resolve. So you have to embody the fruits of the spirit. If you don't know where that is, the fruit of the spirit is in Galatians 5. Don't just go to verse 21 though. Go back to verse 19. Tells you what are not the fruits of the spirit, and then what are the fruits of the spirit. Okay. So Galatians 5. Look that up for the fruit of the spirits, how to act in that, right? And then we should have a spirit of excellence. Okay. That doesn't mean perfection, y'all. Having a spirit of excellence means doing your best and then keep doing your best. I'm going to do my best to be the voice and life example of faith, of hope, of love, and of leadership. All of those things embody so much other stuff too. So I'm going to do my best to be the example of that. I'm going to have a spirit of excellence in my faith walk and my faith talk, in my hope. Even when I lose hope, I'm going to hope for that whatever I'm delivering is being delivered in the spirit of excellence. Okay. And my love, but I want to be the person that loves you like nobody else ever has. And if you ask the people around me, I give love. I walk in that I embody that. Okay. But I'm going to do it in the spirit of excellence, not to get accolades, not to get likes, because I don't like a lot of people around me either. So I don't want you to be around me. Okay. I'm doing it because I'm showing you who my Father is. I'm doing it because in business and in personal life, don't you want to feel love? Don't you want to love what you do? Love who you encounter? Don't you want to? It just makes everything better. When people love what they do, they love who they are, and they continue to work on those things, it just makes life a little better. It encourages you. It encourages you naturally. Like, oh, you actually like what you do. Well, I'm coming back to see you. Oh, you actually, you happy to help. Okay, cool. Life may not be perfect for you. Perfection does not exist. Okay. But the spirit of excellence, we can always strive for the spirit of excellence. Okay? So, y'all, act like you know, guess what? That you matter, that your feelings matter, that our kids may be complicated levels of growth for us. Okay? They are learning tools. They learning tools. They are learning this life, and they're teaching us how to help them navigate through this life as well. Okay? Act like you know. Act like you know that God is for us all, that God is for you. Okay? Shout out to Church on the Rock in St. Peter's, Missouri for that. God is for you, Pastor Kim and David Blunt. Okay? They say that all the time. God is for you. Act like you know. Act like you know it. Okay? And act like you know that you may not be feeling good today. You deserve to have a great day. And you might be having a great day today, and you deserve to help make somebody else's day great too. Okay? Act like you know that, y'all. That has been our show for the day. Okay? So I hope y'all enjoyed the topic today. Be sure, y'all, to comment below. No matter which site you're on, if you're on Facebook, YouTube, if you're on BFAM 1096.com, be sure to comment below, guys, so we can see what you think or feel. You can be a part of the conversation. Share it with somebody, and share the topic with somebody, talk about it, because that's the point, is to make changes, think differently. Okay. Do better, think better, live better lives. Okay. Think on it. Okay. And so do that. Now, if you want to become a sponsor of the Tea Time with Tara show live and on air, you can send me an email at teatimewithtara. That's TEATIMEWITHTARAH @gmail.com, and I will send you our sponsorship information. Or be sure to send me an email just on what your idea is that you would love to sponsor for the show. Okay, so be sure to do that. Again, that's teatimewithtara @gmail.com for a sponsorship. I can send you our package information. We have 5 different packages, as little as $50 a month, and as high as you want to go per month as well. So be sure to hit me up for sponsorship opportunities and sponsor if you have a company, if you have an event coming up, if you have a product or service that you would like to, or if you just want to shout out, your company, or even you just want to shout us out, and tell us what you think of the show, you can do that in your sponsorship package. Okay. So again, be sure to email me at teatimewithtara @gmail.com. Now, if you love the show and you don't necessarily want to sponsor anything, but you do want to donate to the show, listen, y'all, I told y'all we had over 200,000 listeners live last week. I hope today we have more. Okay. But listen, if you just want to donate to the show, you're like, I love this show, I'm tuning in every week, or today's my first time tuning in and I really enjoy what I heard. Listen, you can send donations as well, as little as $1, as little as whatever you want to send. Okay. All sponsorships and donations are appreciated. We keep the show going. We try to do more for you guys as well. But you can send your donation via Cash App at hashtag Stalk Your Destiny. You can do Venmo at Stalk Your Destiny, or you can do PayPal.me/Stalk Your Destiny. Okay, so I'm gonna say that again. For donations of any amount, you can send your donation via Cash App at #Stalk Your Destiny, at Venmo at Stalk Your Destiny, or PayPal.me/Stalk Your Destiny, and you can enter in the amount you all would like to donate. Okay, donations of any amounts are greatly appreciated, and tell somebody about the show too, y'all. Okay. So let me close it out for you guys. This has been Tea Time with Tara, live and on air. I'm your host, Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Here we discuss business and Bible basics. We believe you have a voice and it needs to be heard. Don't forget to head over to my YouTube page at Stalk Your Destiny, y'all. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can see us live every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, catch episodes of my show, The Tea Time with Tara show, where I interviewed guests. We have season 1 and 2 of that up now, where I have interviewed guests and asked them what do they need along the way to stalking their destiny, and we get to hear about their stories and adventure into their journeys. Okay? So if you want to connect with me on social media, head over to Instagram at Stalk Your Destiny Official. Head over to TikTok at Stalk Your Destiny and Facebook at Tara M. Williams. Okay? Again, I am Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. This has been Tea Time with Tara live and on air, y'all. I'll be back next Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And until then, have a great week. Bye.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making that down, but I won't lose ground. 'Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.
Every time it's on everything alive, you cheesing, I'm cheddaring. No matter the form of the weaponry, gotta keep stalking my destiny. Time's getting worse, I'm bettering. My sin is secure, ain't no tethering. I ain't gonna stop till I rest in peace and they put so hard my great lettering. Every time, I ain't lay back unless I'm in my 300. Circle is little, cause I keep it 100. Minus my issues, I'm so hard when I'm on it. 100%. Sin ain't enough, I get 200 every time. No one I'ma run from, I want a pony, you don't want none from. Manual vet where my strength get pumped from. So let's go back to the child of God, standing toe to toe, no hot now. The Lord is with me, you can't fight the rock, I got the sauce, you want my to hide. The destiny mine, I'ma stalk it out. The strength is happening, you just bought it out. Your giant carcass, I'ma walk it out. You gon' be wishing that you wouldn't have come me out. Cause every time be on that throw down, let's get us a showdown. Come and get some, I got another go around. Bigger than it is so hard, they go down. Since destiny something we can't change, but quitting will stop you from great gains. And faith will make capable great things out of this silent pain. Lives around and call me on my A game, so it's me like the A train. The path that I'm stalking on, I gotta maintain. All by myself, I don't gang bang. When you want to get in my crown, then I'm down every time, not just now and then. Yeah, I heard you got your thousands, but me, yo, I got my 10,000s. God gave me dreams doing that, I would chest it.
I'm steady chasing.